How are you envisioning the end? How does this actually play out on the 16th?
I have to say, Khamzat, and he looks incredible in training, what I've seen and people talk about it. And if people are talking about, oh, he's training with this new coach, and I'm very happy for him. He did it 5 weeks out from the fight. I've been doing this my whole life.
In an explosive revelation, Sean Strickland recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming UFC 319 middleweight title fight between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, suggesting that du Plessis may be caught off guard by the immense ground pressure Chimaev is capable of generating.
If you knew, I always say there's guys, if you knew on a personal level you wouldn't like, Chimaev is one of those people if you knew you wouldn't like.
Strickland, who has faced du Plessis twice in the octagon and has trained extensively with Chimaev, offered an intriguing analysis of how the fight could unfold, particularly when it comes to the ground game. He pointed out that while du Plessis boasts superior striking compared to Chimaev, the latter's wrestling and grappling might present a whole new challenge for the South African middleweight. Strickland commented that du Plessis may have the edge in striking, but it remains to be seen how he'll handle the suffocating takedowns and ground control that Chimaev brings to the table, led him to believe that du Plessis may have never encountered a grappler with such a relentless pace and ability to smother his opponents. Strickland's concern was simple: how would du Plessis react when Chimaev takes him down and keeps him there, unloading a barrage of pressure in a manner few others have been able to handle?
I mean, I fought Dricus, I fought Dricus, I fought. Dricus has better stand-up than Chimaev, but Chimaev has a pretty crazy grappling. Now, I've been training with Daggy terrorists my fucking life, so it's like I train with these. I know how to get up from these guys. I can withstand the storm. I don't know if he's encountered that level of wrestling to where it might get him a little off guard.
Interestingly, Strickland's analysis didn't stop at the grappling. He also made the point Khamzat Chimaev's mentality plays a massive role in how he wins his fights. Chimaev is known for his aggressive style, often bulldozing through opponents with sheer ferocity and intimidating pressure. However, Strickland cautioned that this approach might be undermined if du Plessis doesn't back down. He noted that Chimaev is the kind of fighter who thrives on bullying others, pushing them around and breaking their will early in the fight. But if an opponent like du Plessis fights back with equal aggression, it could force Chimaev to lose his own composure. Strickland believes that if du Plessis can withstand the initial onslaught and keep his cool, he'll be in a strong position to capitalize on any mistakes Chimaev might make as the fight progresses.
But if he could handle it, get up and work his way up, I mean, it's kind of hard because, like, I mean, it's a long time ago, but Brad took him down and held him down. Fuck, I should took him down. But Brad took him down and held him down, so it's like he just really has to be ready for an extreme amount of pressure on the ground. And if he can withstand that, he's undefeated.
So we're not impressed with his striking when he came here?
No, he's just kind of, like, again, he's like a soft man. Like, you take someone like Dricus. Like, Dricus will die. Like, that man doesn't give a dude. Chimaev, he's just not like... Chimaev wins off being a bad guy. Like, I'm a bad, tough, scary terrorist, you know? Where it's like... And if you look at everybody who's fought, like, that pulls this card, I'm like, all right, let's go. Shit starts changing. So I don't think... I think he's just some kind of a bully. Nothing wrong with being a bully, man. It's a fighting. Be a bully. But it's like, if you're going to be a bully and someone fights back, you better keep that same energy up.
One of the most talked about topics in the lead up to UFC 319 is how Chimaev will handle du Plessis' toughness and durability. Gilbert Burns, who fought Chimaev at UFC 273 in a battle that almost saw the undefeated fighter's first loss, weighed in with his thoughts. Burns, who managed to drop Chimaev and outland him in strikes during their fight, expressed confidence that du Plessis could be the one to hand Chimaev his first defeat. Burns echoed Strickland's sentiment that Chimaev's grappling could dominate early in the fight, but he doesn't believe du Plessis will be finished easily. According to Burns, du Plessis is not the type of fighter to succumb to knockouts or cuts, and he is unlikely to be overwhelmed by Chimaev's pace. Burns also pointed out that du Plessis has a wealth of experience in 5-round fights, which could be crucial against a fighter like Chimaev, who tends to slow down in the later rounds.
The question that everyone asks, everyone says the same thing. He accused me. Who do you think he's gonna if he passed that first round? If he passed that first round?
Yeah.
Man, the question is he going to pass or no?
Yeah.
Because if he pass, right? He's gonna win.
5 rounds.
If he doesn't pass, because
Do you think if he survives the first round, he automatically wins?
I would just
No.
not automatically. But I was looking at the fights. I'm gonna do a big breakdown on my channel. I was looking.
The way Burns sees it, if du Plessis can survive the early rounds and keep his composure, he has the potential to outlast Chimaev and land some heavy strikes as the fight wears on. Burns predicts that du Plessis will not only recover from any early adversity, but also dig deep and possibly secure a late finish in the 3rd or 4th round. Given his conditioning and his relentless style, du Plessis is a fighter who can keep the pressure on Chimaev, especially if the fight extends into the championship rounds.
Official prediction. Khamzat Chimaev is -200 on Legends to beat Dricus du Plessis. Moicano, who's your official pick here?
I will say Draco du Plessis.
I know Gilbert's rooting for DDP, but do you think he's
No.
gonna pull it off?
When I look at the fight, that guy gets so freaking tired. He's that one speed fighter. He's gonna come like a freaking truck at you. I do believe he might take Dricus down. I don't think he's gonna get finished. I do believe Dricus is gonna fight through all that. Maybe a decision, but I do believe a late finish, 3rd to 4th round. That's my prediction.
Rampage Jackson also recently gave his take on the Chimaev-du Plessis matchup. Having witnessed Chimaev's training firsthand, Jackson praised the Chechen fighter's intensity and work ethic, likening him to a beast in the gym. Jackson, a former UFC light heavyweight champion, has trained with some of the best in the business, including John Jones. But he noted that Chimaev's energy and approach to training are on another level. Jackson went so far as to say that Chimaev reminds him of Michael Bisping, not because of his fighting style, but because of his unwavering commitment to training and his mental toughness.
One person who's training inside the gym is Khamzat Chimaev. Compared to all the bodies you've seen come through the gym, where does he stack up?
Man, he's one of the best. You know, we had Khalil Browntree coming there. He's a beast as well. You got what's his name? In Lukin. What's his name? Arman and Lukin.
Arman Sarukian.
God damn it, I mess up everybody's name. Arman Sarukian.
Sarukian.
Yeah, he's a beast too. Yeah, but Khamzat, man, he a beast, man. I saw him for a couple of seconds over there, man. He was murking people.
Despite this admiration for Chimaev's work ethic, Jackson believes du Plessis poses a serious threat. He highlighted the fact that du Plessis is a fighter who doesn't back down from adversity, much like a truck barreling through a wall.
He's a beast, bro.
Who do you compare that to? You fought the who's who. You've been inside the octagon with John Jones. Who does Khamzat Chimaev remind you of, if anybody at all?
No, he don't. No, he's a different animal. But his work ethic reminds me of Michael Bisping, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Bisping was always an animal in the gym. That's why I love training with that kid.
Meanwhile, Daniel Cormier added another layer of intrigue to the build-up to UFC 319 by revealing a concerning moment during Chimaev's camp. Cormier recounted how just a couple of months ago, he received a call questioning whether Chimaev would be able to fight at UFC 319 due to some unspecified issue. This uncertainty raised eyebrows as Cormier was asked who should replace Chimaev against du Plessis if he were unable to make the fight. The fact that Cormier was involved in these discussions suggests that there were some serious concerns about Chimaev's ability to perform in this high-stakes showdown. While Chimaev is now set to make the walk to the octagon, the underlying mystery about his camp adds an extra layer of uncertainty to the fight.
Everybody spoke about, because Dean Thomas said last week, if Khamzat becomes a champ, it would be a nightmare. I said, do you not remember? Part of the nightmare as to why he wasn't fighting was because it seemed like he couldn't get into the country. I go, that's why Chael was at the Apex one time going, hey, Khamzat can't fight in Chicago. He's not here. He can't get into the country. And then your camera pans, you're talking to his manager, camera pans right to Khamzat in Vegas at the very beginning. So to that point, I was like, wait, if he's here, there should be no more issues, because in the beginning, he was very active. He was very active. He fought very frequently. But you said it's cardio-based. And you get, HL, sometimes if you just ask, surprisingly, you might get a yes. And it seems like you got the yes to go watch. He said that they're working very hard. This is another thing Khamzat said yesterday, and he said it very confidently. He said, if it goes quick, I'll be ready. If it goes 5 rounds, I'm ready for that too. It sounds to me like what you saw in that training session tells you This man has to go 25 minutes. He's ready for that bag.
In a bold prediction, some experts believe du Plessis could finish Chimaev in the first round, possibly via a guillotine choke. These predictions come from individuals who know du Plessis well and have seen his skills up close. For instance, one of du Plessis' training partners, Mark Hume, has worked with him extensively and is convinced that du Plessis has the tools to finish Chimaev quickly. Whether it's a submission or a knockout, du Plessis' ability to fight under pressure could be the key to his victory.
I mean, it's no secret things get intense. When I believe, I wish I could remember what fight it was. Might have been the one before Whittaker. And we were doing the, supposed to be technical sparring rounds in the PI. And just everyone was stopping and looking and oh, these guys crazy. They're going at that pace, at that intensity, so close to the fight. And it's motivating to know that, a world champion chose me to be there with him.
Yeah, it's amazing. And obviously he's got this huge fight coming up with Khamzat Chimaev, just like you have a big fight coming up. What's your prediction for his fight with Chimaev?
I've called it a few times, under 3. Ricky gets it done under 3. I wouldn't be surprised if a guillotine lands in the first. That would be next level. But under 3.
In terms of rankings, Chael Sonnen has suggested that a victory over Chimaev would catapult du Plessis into the top tier of the UFC's pound-for-pound rankings. Sonnen believes that if du Plessis can defeat the undefeated Chimaev, he will earn recognition as one of the best fighters in the world, potentially even earning a spot among the top 3 in the pound-for-pound list. With impressive wins over fighters like Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya, du Plessis has already proven himself to be a top contender in the middleweight division. A win over Chimaev would solidify his place.
And Chimaev has weaponized pace to the same degree, and there are times when matches are over and you look at Chimaev and it looks like he just got hit by a Mack truck, but that's what you're supposed to look like. He shouldn't have energy left. Chimaev should put everything he has into the contest, so I don't love the idea. Have I seen Chimaev tired? Yes. Have I seen Chimaev get fatigued and cost himself positions or points in a match? Never. Never. He's like Fedor Emelianenko. They'll get tired, but they'll come after you anyway. In a division that tough, I used to be the king of middleweight. I knew middleweights inside and out. Partner, they did not have 10 Anderson Silvas at middleweight, but they do now. And if Dricus can go out and look good and get the win over Chimaev, I just think that ranking, he all of a sudden is going to be flirting with Islam space and Ilya space. He's going to be flirting with the top 3. And I think that's the only way that we know how to compliment him in our industry. We give him a belt, we give him a main event, and then we give him a little bit more. And that top 3 placing pound for pound is very within reach right now for Dricus.
As a future champion, as well as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. While odds makers have du Plessis as a slight underdog in this fight, his resilience and determination make him a formidable opponent for Chimaev. The South African's unbeaten UFC record, along with his reputation for finishing opponents, means that Chimaev will need to be on top of his game if he hopes to extend his undefeated streak. With the stakes higher than ever, UFC 319 promises to be a thrilling encounter, with both fighters having a clear path to victory. Whether du Plessis can withstand the early onslaught of Chimaev, or whether Chimaev's wrestling can dominate and grind out a win remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, both fighters have the tools to win, and the clash of styles will make this one of the most anticipated fights in recent memory.